Hey everybody! So this video today is going to show you how to transfer or also really trace onto another piece of paper when you don't have a light source available. So that could be a window, a light box, etc. And so what I have is my piece of paper. The project that we're working on is those 1-point perspective names. And so I'm just going to show you, not necessarily on like a finished product, but I'm going to have my name in 1-point perspective. It has the back and the front written out in Sharpie. And I also have a 6B pencil because that is a dark graphite color and it's going to help a lot better with the transferring since it's pretty heavy with the graphite. So use the darkest pencil that you have. For the most part, everyone should have a 2B pencil because that's just your average yellow pencil that you use in school. But if you have the pencils that were given out to you at the beginning of the year, there should be some darker pencils, and it will all have them right there, right where it says, somewhere towards like the end of the pencil. And so what we do is on the name, or on the paper that you traced your name, you're going to go over it again with this 6B pencil. And you are going to pretty much cover it as much as you can. It's okay if it's not super neat. Obviously go as neat as you can, but as you can see, like I'm just kind of like coloring in the lines almost. And then what you're going to do is you're going to take your piece of paper that you're tracing on for the final. And you are going to take the side that you just traced, and you're going to flip it onto that piece of paper. And you're going to trace the other side. And what it's doing is now that we're tracing and putting pressure on these areas that we just had these super dark graphite areas, it's going to leave the marks. And you can do the same thing as before with the other side. Really like make sure that you're getting a lot of graphite on here, because with these kaleidoscope names, you're tracing both sides. And each time that you do it, you don't have to add more, because every time that you trace, you're going to be adding more regardless. So each time you don't have to like prep it. Okay. And as you can see, it is super light, but it is absolutely visible. So what you can do now is just, because you're going to be tracing it with Sharpie at the end anyways, you can just make them, like just darken the edges more so that way you can see it when you're going to go over it with the Sharpie, but you don't have to go crazy with how dark it is. You don't have to go like intense, really. My hand is a little shaky, but that's okay because this isn't going to be like the final of final. We're going to use a Sharpie. And so now that you've just done that side, when you flip this over, you're going to have that Sharpie, or you're going to have the graphite on the other side from tracing it. And when you trace it again, go over the whole name. Sometimes I forget where I've gone already. That's alright, it doesn't hurt to go over it twice. Bam! And there it is again. So do the same thing as last time. Just kind of like go over it a little bit so that you can see the lines as much as you need. You don't even have to do this stuff if you trust in your marks. I'm just going quick. And so you're going to do this over and over again with your with your kaleidoscope name. And so afterwards, once you're done, you can just begin to go over everything with the Sharpie so that way it stands out and we can see clearly your lines. And then once you're done with all your marks and all your outlines, that's when you can begin to color them in. And we're doing analogous colors, which are colors next to the color wheel, or next to each other in the color wheel. So let's say you can choose up to 3 or 4. And so red, orange, and yellow would be analogous colors because they're right next to each other on the color wheel. Or purple, blue, purple, green, and blue. And if you had a 4th, it could be either red or yellow. Or actually, orange. Yeah. So like an example of a 4-color analogous color scheme would be orange, blue, green, and purple. There we go. And so yours is going to look something like this. And voila, that's how you trace without a light source. Boom.